All right, worm day. We opened up to an exciting thing. We got a couple of worms, doing it, so they're happy. Actually, no, these worms, like we got 3 sets of worms doing it. Wow, these guys are making baby worms. Okay, cool. That's I think the first time I've ever seen that. Okay, so as always, we got our mostly finished stuff over here. We got our mostly fresh stuff over here. So we're gonna get through, start aerating it all. That looks good. There's not nearly as many worms over here because we didn't have the cover on this, so it dried out a little bit more. So the worms don't like it as much, which is nice. Ooh, that looks good. Okay, we're gonna harvest some today. So we're gonna take this and put it off to the side. We don't really have to worry too much about worms being in there because, like I said, it's a little bit dry. But I did catch a worm, so I'm gonna pull him back out. But our worms are making new worms, so we don't have to worry about losing 1 or 2 here and there. All right, well, that's what we're gonna harvest for today. Let's go all the way down to the bottom. So we're getting air everywhere throughout the system, fluffing it up. Oh yeah, and it smells good. It smells how it's supposed to. Like kind of if you go into like a forest floor after, or a forest kind of after it rains, and you smell those like fresh wet leaves. It's a good earthy smell. I like it a lot. Okay, so that's the old stuff. Now we're gonna start going through, let's put this off to the side. Now we're gonna start going through the stuff that has been here like a month or so. See how that's doing. This is underneath the cover, so it's much wetter, and there's still worms in it, but it's also much more broken down. So it's very similar to the fully broken down stuff, just wetter. And there is an occasional bit of stuff that's not fully broken down. So if I see a large bit of compost, I'll pull it out and put it to the side, but otherwise I kind of just stack some of this up to the side. It's going to be the more complete stuff next time we do it. And put it to the side so the worms start migrating out of it and it dries out a little bit. And now we're going to get into some of the newer stuff that we put in last time. So here we put in, I think, the banana skins take a little, sometimes more than 2 weeks to break down. So I'm going to keep those on the right. And we can see just way more worms because this is where the food is. Happy, happy worms. That's what I like to see. So same as always, I'm just picking it up, refreshing it, moving it to the side. Make sure it doesn't go, make sure it has oxygen, because if it goes anaerobic, that's when you get that bad smell. You get some microbes that the worms don't like to snack on nearly as much. And that's never that great. All right. The last of the stuff, this is the fresh bedding we put in last time. There's still a lot of it in here, which is good. All right. All right, this one's, I also sort of check on the moisture level. This one's pretty moist, so I don't have to add a ton of, I won't have to add a ton of water this time, which is good. Okay, let's add in some more bedding. Good. So always more bedding. The bedding's great because not only do the worms like to live in it, but they can always eat it if they run out of food. And then we add in our coffee for the week. I like to crumble this up because they don't eat the pucks, really. They have a hard time getting into it. So I like to spread it out into the bedding so they have food in bed. And then the compost. Let's throw our compost in there. We got some big things. We got some big tomatoes. And we got some zucchinis. And then we can cover it up and we're almost done. All right, now the worms have plenty of new food to eat, and we'll check on this bin again in 2 weeks.
One of the things I found with those, when you let them get to